Okay, so today is Tuesday, January 6th.
8th.
There's Rick and Tina. Today's the 8th. I want to welcome you guys all out to our Grand Fiesta training. And so hold on, let me share my screen.
I have to skip out, but Rick will be here.
Rick will be here. Oh, I see Rick. Okay.
I haven't shaved.
Okay, you guys. So I want to go to here. Can you see my slide? Avon Grand Fiesta incentive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So we are already we're starting campaign 3 right now.
Yeah.
So we are already moving along. I mean, this thing only goes through campaign 8. So we gotta get moving. It's time to start really hustling. So let's go into this. Let's see if we can get going here. So the trip is June 2nd through the 5th. So you need to mark your calendars. You guys are busy that week.
That's my birthday.
That's your birthday?
June 2nd. Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. We'll buy you a drink for your birthday.
Yeah, I'll take one of these. These will be melted by then, so I'll get you a fresh one.
Okay.
So get that on your calendar, you guys, because you are busy. You're not going to be available for anything else. So you need to mark that off because you're going to be going. The incentive runs right now through campaign 8. And then here's the basics. The early bird is over, so I'm not even going to go there. Right now, for every campaign, if you have 300 to 499 in sales, you'll get 100 points. And if you have 500 plus in sales, you'll get 200 points each campaign, depending on what your sales are that campaign. If you get an Alma recruit, that means an Alma, for those of you, there's a couple of you that are new. So an Alma recruit is an Avon lead that mostly you purchase. Sometimes they give them to you, but mostly they're purchase leads. And if Avon gave you the lead, they're not giving you quite as many points. So you get 150 points for that. If it's a personal recruit, then you get 300. Now, a qualified new recruit means they placed a $150 order in their first or second campaign, and it's paid for on time. So they have to have that $150 order, or they're not going to count for you. Okay, so then if you develop your team, and every time your new qualified new recruit places another $150 order during the campaign, you'll get 100 points. So seriously, if they qualified in campaign 2, then if they did a $150 order in campaign 3, you'd get 100 points. And if they did another one in campaign 4, you'd get 100 points. So this is really cool. And then if you promote to a new leadership title for the first time, that's 1,000 points. So that's bronze ambassador or above. And if you mentor somebody on your team to promote to a new title, you'll get 500 and they'll get 1,000. This is the leadership. This is the tracking. Right now it's showing 0 on mine. But because I printed this, I put this in here before I started earning points. But it shows you on your Avon.com, if you click on incentives and go down to the bottom and click on the Grand Fiesta, you can actually pull this up and see where you stand. Also, you can get this in Vibe.
Okay.
One thing too, I didn't mention, because we're just finished campaign 2, but if you had a qualified new recruit in campaign 2, the points were doubled. So if you had an Alma recruit, you would have got 300 points, and if you had a personal one, it would be 600. So that's really cool. So anybody who placed an order, their first order or second order in campaign 2, that would be extra points for you. So in our Facebook group, Avon Grand Fiesta Incentive, in the file section right here is the Grand Fiesta tracking sheet that I created, and it looks like this. And so this is an Excel spreadsheet. You can literally go in, the ones that are white, they're not grayed out, are where you can earn points. And we're already in campaign 2, so this is where you would start here. You'd get 100 points if you had sales of $399 to $499, or you could put 200 here. If you had a personal recruit, you could put 300 there. And so this thing will add them all up for you and help you keep track. And on the second page of that same spreadsheet, you can put your new recruits in there, and whether they're a qualified new recruit, and then their first, second, third, fourth orders, etc. So you can help keep track.
Okay.
So since we're now in the full incentive period as of campaign 1, let's take a look at sales. So this is exciting. In campaign 3, which we're just starting tomorrow, Avon is going to help you earn by giving you double points for your sales in campaign 3. So if you get at least one online order, and it needs to be a qualified online order, meaning it needs to be a customer and not you on your website, you know. But if a customer goes onto your website and places an order, no minimum, then your points for that campaign, your sales points will be doubled. So if your sales were between $300 and $499, you're going to get 200 points. If your sales are 500 or more, you're going to get 400 points. But it has to process and count towards you in campaign 3, which means that it has to ship at least 2 days prior to when the campaign closes, and it has to be a direct delivery order.
Okay.
For those of you that don't know, I mean, when a customer places an order on your website, it doesn't bill to their credit card until a day or 2 after they place the order, because when it ships, that's when when Avon ships it, that's when it gets billed to their credit card, and it takes 2 full days for it to show up on your account. So that means since we close out on Tuesday, I would make sure I wouldn't count on any orders that were placed after Thursday of the week before. Like if they placed them on Wednesday, it would probably make it, but on Thursday, it's iffy. Okay, so just know that. So I would try to get any online sales earlier in the campaign, especially for this, because you want double sales. But it doesn't matter how many orders you get. You only need one online order to double your sales for that campaign, to double your points.
Okay.
So how to get a $500 order. Some of you guys, that's probably really easy, and some of you it's not. And this time of year, it's a little harder. I'm still getting my orders. My order is going in tomorrow, my campaign 3 order, and it's like going to be about a $700 order. But it's coming from this time of year. It's coming from a lot of customers, a lot of little orders. You know, so it's totally doable. So don't think that just because the holidays is over that it's harder to get that. You just need to get out more books. You need to talk to more people. So purchase extra brochures during the incentive time. Get them into the hands of more and more and more people. Get brochures every day to people you don't know. Make it a goal to get names and phone numbers of at least 5 new people every single day. And be sure to follow up with every single one of them before placing your order. You know, we teach a system on our team, and I teach it on Online Beauty Biz, where I use campaign mailer to mail brochures. That's up to you, you know, but you need to make sure every potential customer gets a brochure every campaign. So I do that. I send them a brochure using campaign mailer. I text or voice call every single person, every single campaign with a reminder that my order's going in. And it's an automated system. It is on... in fact, let me show you really quick, just for those of you that don't know. If we go to onlinebeautybiz.com, you can click down here in the search, and you can search for automate, and how automate your follow-ups to give yourself more time to build your business. And this talks about campaign mailer, how I use campaign mailer, and then how I do voice messages to people who have landlines, and I just record a message, and this company Dial My Calls blasts it out to them. And then I do text. I have a new company now called Project Broadcast, and I'm just loving this service. I'm using it for all kinds of things. And that is like you send a group text, but it's not a group text. Each one goes individually, and so it's just hey, just a quick reminder, my order's going in, right? I did this. I set it up to go out yesterday morning at 10 o'clock. Yesterday morning, I had 170 some odd dollars, 172, something like that, $175 in orders. I'm now over $700. This works. I can't tell you, I can't stress this enough. This works. And what it is, it's a follow-up. Follow-up. You've got to, every single person needs to get a brochure, and every single person needs a follow-up before your order goes in. It makes all the difference. So So, and then give all your current customers an extra brochure to hand out to their neighbors, friends, and relatives. Maybe you could offer them something if they bring you a new custom order, like a mini hand cream or a lip balm, or 10% off their order, whatever you want to do. But incentivize some of your customers if they bring you new customers. Focus on the activity, set a goal, and reach it every day. So maybe that goal is 5 people a day. Set a goal and reach it. I know Tina left. But Tina has a little story where she was giving out 3 a day. And we were having a sales meeting that night, and she was on her way to the sales meeting, and she knew that she probably wasn't going to get her 3 books out that day because it was going to be late when we were done. And she was thinking, what can I do? What can I do? And she saw a bus stop coming up with a whole bunch of people standing there. And she looked behind her, and there was no bus behind her. So she stopped in the bus stop and said, hey, who wants an Avon brochure? But the point is, she did it, right? She made sure that no matter what happened. And if you find yourself at midnight or 10 o'clock, go find a store that's open and go talk to people. But set that goal, especially right now, you guys. With this incentive, it's 100% up to you whether you make it, because there's no reason that you can't make it unless you don't do the activities. It's 100% up to you. You have to make the decision. You have to make it happen.
Hey, I used to go to and this wasn't an Avon, but another business, and at midnight I'd take off and hit the 7-Eleven stores.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So who are you talking to? The people that worked in there?
Yeah, the people that worked in there.
Yeah.
I'd hand them my information, and yeah.
There's always somewhere that's open, right?
Yeah,
you got to find somewhere that's open. So just remember, 20 customers, each with a $25 equals a $500 order. If you can use the A box and say, get a $40 order and bump it up to 50 with that A box, then you only need 10 customers. But whatever it's going to take, like right now, like I said, I'm getting small orders. So for me, it's a lot of customers. I'm getting $10, $15, $20 orders. But still, you can do it. Absolutely, you can do it. It's just keep going until you get it. And I know on the last incentive, I hate to keep picking on Rick and Tina, but they went on the cruise. But we had a cruise to Bermuda last year. And Rick and Tina went with me on that cruise. And I know that on their order night, I know Tina was on the phone until late at night trying to get their order over $500.
Yeah, there was a lot of late nights for us, especially toward the end of it. We wanted to make sure we didn't want to miss it by 200 points. So
no kidding. But Rick, was it worth it?
It was. It was definitely worth it. I'd do it again. Well, I am doing it again.
You are doing it again. Okay, so the idea with customers is just get out there and just keep going until you get the customers. And if you don't have your numbers, you're getting ready to place your order and you're not at a $500 order yet, just keep pushing, keep calling or texting people. Is there anything I can get for you? Or, hey, I have a special going on right now, or whatever it is, right? Until you get there.
Okay.
So here's as you're going out every day and you're talking to people, you want to be ready. So have a recruiting sticker on the front of every brochure. Have a label on the back with your information. When I'm out prospecting, I don't put dates on my brochure. I put my website, and I give them my contact information so they can call me if they want. But if I say order online and use code WELCOME10 for 10% off your first order, and that's available for everybody. Just in case you don't know that, a Welcome 10 will get anybody 10% off their first order. It's a one-time deal for each customer. And I also have changed my label. I use all different labels, but I've learned to just put $25, not the $25, $50, and $100. I just leave it at 25 just to keep it simple. But the key is have something on there about making extra money or selling Avon or pay off the holiday bills or whatever, right? And then have a drawing slip with you. These drawing slips are in our group. They're in the file section. They're 4 to a page. You can just print them and cut them. And I carry these with me when I'm giving out books because when they, I'll just say, hey, would you like an Avon brochure? And I'll hand it to them. And if they take it, I'll say, I mail my brochures. Would you like to get on my mailing list? And if they're really interested in Avon, most of the time they say yeah. And so I have them fill out this form. And it has the questions that makes it easy for you. I already have a representative, yes or no. That means you don't want to take a customer away from another representative, so you're asking them. I would like to receive brochures on a regular basis, yes or no. Obviously, they're going to say yes. And I would like to learn more about earning money with Avon. A lot of times when they're reading those questions and they're checking them off, you can see what they're doing. You're standing there, and you might say to them, hey, have you ever thought about making extra money with Avon? This is a great opportunity to get them maybe to think about signing up with you, becoming a personal recruit for 300 points, right? So, and then when I get home, as soon as I get home, I take these people, I put them in my campaign mailer right away. I put them in my text or my phone message, depending on whether it's a cell phone or a landline. I do that right away so that next time when I'm ready to mail out brochures, they're on my list, they get a brochure, they get a follow-up, okay? And if they are interested in selling Avon, of course I follow up with them about that. So recruiting tips. So start with your friends and family, especially if you're new. But even if you're not, right now is a good time to go back to your friends and family if they weren't interested before. Tell them you're working for an incentive. And, tell them why you love Avon. Tell them why you think the Avon opportunity would be great for them. Talk about how they can get 40% off their own purchases, and show them all the Valentine's Day and the Easter products coming up. I mean, gosh, you guys, have you seen that Everett, the singing elephant? He is so cute. And there's a whole bunch of really cute items in campaign 3. I mean, the lip glosses and the heart eyeshadows, the magnetic.
Oh, Rick has one.
Yeah, oh, there you go. It's so cute. So show them how they can get started for as low as $25. You know what? If you go to Costco, you have to pay a yearly fee for a membership. What is it? It's like
$60 or $100.
$60 or $100. Yeah, it's like, well, I think we have the more expensive one. It's like $60 or something to get a membership at Costco to be able to buy at what they call wholesale. With Avon, it's a one-time $25. They don't ever have to pay that again, and they get to buy it at wholesale forever. So, I mean, it's a great, just talk to them like it's Costco card. Tell them there's a long-term commitment. They can stop anytime. They don't have to do inventory, no quotas, no parties. Unless they want to do a Facebook party, we would do it for them, right? All of us who are in leadership, we want to help them. The cool thing about Facebook parties is it helps you help your new rep to become a qualified new recruit. Because you get to be the person saying, let's help her get her, she just started selling Avon. Let's help her get her business off to a great start. All of your orders will count, right? You can say that to them easier than they can say it themselves. So, and then ask your friends and family and neighbors and coworkers, whatever, ask them if they'd be willing to help you out for the incentive. They don't have to make the long-term commitment. They don't have to stay if they don't want to. Maybe they'll help you out. Be excited. Your enthusiasm for your Avon business is contagious. But be excited about your business and the opportunity. Follow up. I can't even tell you how critical that is. Follow up, follow up, follow up. Seems like a broken record, but it seems like that's all I ever teach. But follow up with everybody who's interested in potential recruits. It's the #1 thing you can do to increase the chance that someone will sign up. I actually have, if I go back to my blog, my online beauty biz, if you search here for Alma, just search for Alma. And how to follow up work and convert Avon Alma leads. I originally wrote this for Alma leads, but this works for face-to-face. It works for somebody that came to your booth in a show. It works for everything. And basically, first thing I do is call them, and I send a follow-up text, and then I send them an email, and then I send a postcard. And I do those 4 things: call, text, email, postcard. And then I text them again in 3 days, and then I email them a week after that, and then text it a week after that. And I have all of my scripts and the schedule and everything in here. If you stay on them, they will sign up. They may not sign up right away, but you've got to stay on them. It's got to be about follow-up. And I teach people follow up until they die. or tell you to leave them alone, right? Because you have every reason to believe they're interested. If they're an Alma lead, they filled out a form on Avon saying they were interested. If they told you, they checked off, I'm interested, you know what? Don't question them. If they say they're interested, then don't tell yourself, I don't want to bug her, because she said she was interested. So believe her, okay? She might not be interested to do it today, but she said she was interested. And if you keep following up, she will sign up, or even he. I mean, it doesn't have to be a woman. But know that you always ask. Because very rare people are going to ask you about being a representative. In fact, a lot of people, if they don't know Avon, haven't been around Avon a lot, they don't even know that you can sign them up. So you have to ask them. And the more people you ask, the more people you'll sign up. That's a fact. Bottom line, if you want to be in this trip, you need to talk to more people.
Okay.
So, in an effort to help you talk to more people, every week we try to find something new to help you talk to more people. And today we're going to talk about Cesar Rodriguez. He is an industry trainer. He's a network marketing trainer. And he's the one that originally came up with the 100 No's. You've probably all heard of this, right? If you create a form and you make a goal to get to 100 No's, challenge to get to 100 No's, first off, just know you can't get to a yes without a few no's. It's not possible. You're always going to hear no. And most of us don't like to hear the word no, but you have to go through those no's to get to the yeses. So he has this amazing training and videos and everything. You can go to his website here, CesarLRodriguez.com/100 No's List Challenge. If you can't get it right now, you can maybe get this on the recording. But he has 3 forms that he has, and I've uploaded all of these forms into this Facebook group. The first one is a generic contact sheet where you can write the names of everyone you know or meet. That means if you meet somebody and they say that they give you their name and phone number so you can follow up with them, you should put them on this list, right? This is your list to follow up with. Now, they may become customers, and we love customers. In fact, I was just talking to my coach yesterday. I used to sell in California. We had a huge, huge business in California. We were selling at President's Council. We were 13 people away from senior executive unit leader. Those of you that have been around a while, we had a huge business. And I was talking to my coach just the other day, and she was asking about how I sold at President's Council. And the truth is, I didn't look for customers. I looked for recruits. And the people that didn't want to sign up became my customers, and that's how I got to President's Council. So, go the easy ones. The sales come. The sales come automatically if you're recruiting. So just keep recruiting, keep talking to people. And those that don't want to sign up, they'll be your customers. And if they don't want to be your customers, that's okay too, because you're going to have enough of them that will. So use this generic sheet to write down the names of everyone you know. There's a memory jogger. Go through the memory jogger to find out, to help you add more names to the sheet. Right now is critical. If you want to be on this cruise, you got to come up with names. You got to come up with people to talk to. You're going to need a lot of recruits, especially depending on how far into it you already are. If you already have points, that's good. But if you're just starting, you need to get this going now. Excuse me. So then number 3 is his qualified no's. So once you fully and properly expose someone and they say no, then you can add them to your list. So then these people would be your 100 no's. Once they've said, no, I'm not interested, then they become a no, right? And your goal is to see how quickly you can get 100 no's. Or maybe you could set yourself up and say, I'm going to get 100 no's every week, or I'm going to get 100 no's every 2 weeks. Whatever it is, the more that you can push this, the faster you're going to get new prospects and new team members and new customers that's going to help you on this trip.
Lynn, sorry to interrupt. What is the age limit for someone that can sign up?
You have to be 18.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, you have to be 18. We've had some instances where a mother has signed up and then the teenager or whatever has sold under, with the mother. Like, they've done the work. The teenager's done the work, but the mother took responsibility. But bottom line is, you have to be 18 because you have to be old enough to basically sign a contract. Even if you do it online, you're checking. You're saying, you're making that. You're basically a contract. So if you start to do this 100 No's challenge, as you get going on it, pretty quickly you're going to start to notice that you're no longer scared of rejection. You look forward to getting it because that gets you closer to the next yes. You're going to turn into a fearless prospecting machine. You're no longer intimidated about talking to people that you once were scared to approach. No's will bounce off you like bullets off of Superman's chest. You're going to enjoy yourself in a business a lot more. It's not going to be so scary. It's just not going to be a big deal. It's going to make it so much easier for you. Your comfort zone is stretched wider and faster than you ever could have imagined. You're going to have a new, fun, non-threatening approach to contact people you were previously afraid to call. And your activity is going to go through the roof because you're going to have more prospects in play than ever before. And you don't have to do the 100 no's. You can do 5 people a day, whatever you want to do. But this is just another way to get you in front of more people, right?
Right.
More people are interested in your opportunity and they're saying yes than what you had expected. And prospectors will know that you're genuinely unconcerned if they're not interested, which gives you a position of strength. And it's a no pressure approach. Because here's the deal. If you're hung up on, if you don't talk to very many people, every person you talk to, they can tell that you're hungry or that you're desperate because you're like, oh, please, I need you to sign up. You're not saying that, but you're thinking it or whatever. It's in your mind. And they can sense it, Whereas if you have that attitude like, I don't need you. I'm recruiting and I would love to have you, but I don't necessarily need you. Because the bottom line is you don't need them, right? You need a new recruit, but it doesn't have to be that person. You're going to talk to more people that day. So it doesn't have to be that person. It could be your next one. And so if you have that kind of, it's not a big deal, I'm not hung up on it, you're going to find more people are going to say yes to you because they don't feel that subconscious. They don't feel that, you being clingy to them, right? And so it gives you that position of strength, and your prospects will listen more with you and more of them will say yes.
Yeah, the secret is to get out and do it because you're either going to feel like you don't know what you're doing, or you're going to act like that, and you're going to be awkward the first day. The second day, you're going to be a little bit better. The third day, you're going to be even better. The fourth day, you're going to be almost an expert. And by the day 5 of handing out brochures and getting names of people, you're going to be the best that you've ever been. It's just that simple. It just comes to practice, and you hear a few no's, you get a few yeses, and getting that yes is really, really a high.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, even again, picking on Rick, but I remember when they first started, him and Tina, Rick would always be like, would you like one of my wife's brochures? Because he's afraid to say, yeah, I'm a man and I'm selling Avon. And over time, after a free trip to Bermuda, his attitude has changed.
Yeah, I've grown a little from those days, but I always like to take I'm holding the cookie approach, It just makes it easier, to go, hey, I got the cookie, you don't. I got the cookie for you, though.
Yeah. Well, it's
Right?
true. And you really do have something to offer.
Yes.
That's why you guys are all here, right? Because you're getting something out of this business. Whatever it is, you're getting something out of it. So whatever you're getting out of it, think about that, because that's what you have to offer somebody else. Millie, I know you want to be home with your kids, right?
Right.
Yeah. And so you have that to offer any other mom that wants to be home with their kids. So you guys, we really do have something to offer. So get clear on that, because you're not begging anybody. You're not asking them. You might be asking them to do you a favor right now because of the incentive, like your friends. But as you're meeting new people, you're not begging them. You're not asking them for favors. You have an opportunity to offer them.
It changes over time.
Yeah, it's huge. So back to the recruits. So all recruits count. So again, this is the blog post I just showed you, how to work and convert Avon Alma leads. So use 4 contact messages: call, text, email, send a card, and then get on a system where you're doing it every week, at first every week, and over time it goes every 2 weeks, but you're staying in touch with them. I have had people sign up with me that I've been following up with for 2 years. So don't ever give up, okay? And if they don't return your call, that doesn't matter. If they don't return your call, you don't care, as long as you're doing your part.
keep in the back of your mind an industry standard out there. This has been proven, and you can read this just about anywhere and everywhere. But in the network marketing industry, that it takes 5 to 8 times you touch or you reach out to somebody before they'll make a decision and sign up to sell. 5 to 8 times it takes, and most people ask once or twice and quit. And that's 80% of the people ask once or twice and quit.
Yeah.
The other 20% ask 8 times and they get the sign up. It takes a while to get people to find, and think of yourself. I mean, you didn't the first time, most people, I mean, we're the same way. Most times when somebody asks you to do something that you've never done before or never heard of before, you're going to say no right off the bat. And then you get more information, get a little more information, then all of a sudden, oh yeah, that sounds interesting. I think I can do that.
And it's not even network marketing or
Yeah.
selling Avon. It's anything.
Yeah.
People, it takes that long for them to make a decision. And you don't want, trust me, you don't want this. You don't want to talk to somebody once or twice and then have me come along and sign them up. Well, I'm not.
I got a sister that found that out, right?
Yeah, actually, and that's exactly right, because he has a sister that that didn't offer it to him, and I came along and signed him up. So
yeah, she gave me a catalog like 5 years ago, and that's all she ever went with it. And then Lynn came along last year and signed me up, and I met her at her upline. Says, "Are you related to?" And she was telling me. I said, "Well, that's my sister."
And you know what's even worse? You don't want to show up at a convention and find out that your sister or your brother is on the stage being recognized for #1 in sales, and they didn't sign up with you.
Ouch! Ouch!
Ouch.
You didn't ask them. You didn't ask them, but they're being recognized for #1 in sales. That's what happened to your sister, Rick.
Yeah, I know it. I feel bad, for it, but
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on.
Lynn, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So I have like some old leads because I didn't have a system.
Uh-huh.
Should I just start plugging them in and follow up? I mean, they pretty, some of them old.
I would, because you know what's the worst thing that could happen is they could tell you to stop. Right? Okay. And that's not going to hurt you, right?
No, because
I actually appreciate it when they tell me to stop, because then I don't have to bother them anymore. So I definitely would. And you might, because it's been a long time, you might say, hey, it's been a while since I've reached out, but there's some new things. There's an incentive. I could help you earn this incentive, or something like that, whatever. And, or just find some way to reach out. But yeah, I definitely would start plugging them back in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's always something new happening that you can make an excuse, so-called excuse, to contact them again. It's the new year. There's a new product. There's a new incentive. There's do something that you can say, hey, I just wanted to point it out to you.
Yeah, we have some amazing Valentine's products. I really love our Valentine's lineup. I really do. And so that's another thing. We've got some amazing Valentine's products that you might love. How about taking a look?
Okay.
Okay, so then let me back that up. Okay, so then the next thing you can do to earn more points is to help your new team members keep those $150 orders coming, right? So you want to promote, you want to help your team promote, because that's where the big points are. So mentor your team. So you're going to earn points when you help your team members be successful. So when they place a first or second $150 order, you get 150 points for Alma leads or 300 for personal. But you're going to earn another 100 points every time they place a $150 order. So you could earn like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, however many, up till the end. Mm-hmm. So stay on top of your new team members' orders. Know when their orders are due. Use Vibe to remind you of the order dates. Use the Kickstart report so that you know where each recruit stands, each order, and I'm going to show you that. And then help them appoint their own representatives, because they're going to earn all the perks that we get for leadership, and you'll receive mentor bonuses and points towards. This should say Los Cabos. I copied this from an old old one.
That sounds fun.
We're gonna cruise into the incentive.
But so you'll earn mentor bonus points, but they will also earn points. And the cool thing is, the newer you are, Millie, I hate to pick on you, but the newer you are, the easier this is to earn. And I'll show you why. Okay.
Well, thank you.
But I'll show you in a minute, because first I'm going to walk through. And some of this, Millie, might be a little over your head, because I know you probably haven't been in Vibe yet. You don't have anybody yet, right?
Yeah.
This is like you've never seen this before, so don't panic if you don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
But in Vibe, if you click on Business and Relationship Manager, the first thing you see is this tasks that you have coming up. And so this is from last year. I just copied it, but it's the same no matter what. So what I would do with my new people for their first 7 campaigns is I would set up a task saying their campaign, in this case it was campaign 21. Campaign 21 was due on 9/28, right? So I would set a task, and I would set that like a week prior to when their campaign is due. And so as you do this, you're going to have a whole list. When you click on that relationship manager, you're going to have a whole list of tasks here. These are the people that you've set up tasks for, that you know you need to watch, that you need to stay on through this incentive, right? So then what I would do then is I would text Rick, or maybe Facebook message or whatever. It depends on the person. It depends on what relationship I have with them. And I would say, hey, your campaign, well, in this case, campaign 22 order is due next week. How are you doing? You know, you need $300 if you want to earn the Kickstart. You know, you're like helping them to stay on top of their Kickstart. You're helping them so they can get that 40%, because during the Kickstart promotion, you get guaranteed 40% there, you know, for 7 campaigns if you meet the requirements. So you're helping them, but you're also helping you, right? And if they're making money, if you're helping them make money and they're getting 40%, they're going to be more likely to stick around.
And you're doing this a week before their order's due, so that if they haven't done anything, they can go, oh crap, I need to get going. I have a week to get $300 in sales. Instead of calling them the day before. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So this gives them a week to jump in and say, oh, shoot, yeah, I totally forgot. I need to start planning this better. And, yeah, I need to get $300 in sales in a week.
So the other thing then that I would do after I've done this, then I would edit, take action, edit, and I would edit this to go the day or 2 days, probably 2 days. Like, okay, I would do it for Sunday night or Sunday. Before the campaign closes on Tuesday, right? And I would look at them on Sunday to see if they got an order in and see if I need to follow up again with them. And then you just edit the task, change it to campaign 22 is due, and change the date and set it for a due date a week prior. So you just keep editing that task so that it shows up. So the way to do that is if you click on contacts and you go to your contact, there's 2 things that are really important here. There's notes, and then there's create a task. So the notes would be, I texted him, this is what I said, right? Or I called her, this is what we talked about. And keep notes so that you know what's going on, so that you know, especially when you get a really big team, you know what you talked about, you know what they committed to, you know what you committed to them. And then this is create a task. This is where you would create that task. And I would just say campaign 3 due 1/22, right? And then I would set that a week prior. So I would set the date to be the 15th, which is a week earlier, and I would do my follow-up. There are other ways to do this, but I'm just showing you one way. There, you can also run reports for no orders, and you can change the LOA for 1 through 7, whatever. There's other ways. But this is the easiest way for someone, especially who's new, to stay on top of their new people. And I stay on them for 7 campaigns because I want to keep track what they're doing. If they're working for their Kickstart, you want them to earn that bonus. The more money they make, the more likely they're going to stay, the more likely they're going to be happy in their Avon business. Mm-hmm. So this is a report you can pull up. This is a report for the Grand Fiesta. So if you click on Program Static Reports and Grand Fiesta, there's an Excel spreadsheet or a PDF. You can do it either way. I did the PDF. And it actually, this again was from last year, but it's exactly the same. So it tells you these are the people you signed up, and it says whether it was an Avon source or no would be, you brought them in, right? And then were they appointed? What campaign did they place their order? Pending means they haven't placed an order yet. So if you look at this person, her first order, apparently she missed it. Her second order was only $22. So it's flat on says place an add-on order of $128 to get to $150, right? This one is green because she had a $150 order. So you just need to make sure it's paid for on time. This helps you to keep track of who is on track and who isn't as far as qualified, getting their order in, paying for it on time. So this is a report you want to look at pretty constantly.
And just so you don't get discouraged, you're going to see all the no's we have on here. The more no's you have, the more successful you are. We have a lot of people that we signed up that didn't do anything.
It's true.
But did we go cry in the bathroom? No.
No.
We just
I have a lot of pendings. I always have a lot of pendings. These people, I don't understand it, but it's part of the game.
Yeah.
It's part of the business. They sign up to sell Avon, and then they never get off their butt.
Richard, I thought everybody that signed up on you did something, man.
No, there's a lot of people, they buy a Mercedes and then they just park it on the side of the road and walk away.
So you know what you want to catch, though, is somebody like this is $91. So place a $59 add-on order. So you might want to see, is there some way to get them to place another $59? Because it's a lot easier to get a $59 out of them than $150 out of somebody else, right? And I mean, I'm not asking them to go and buy product for free, for themselves, unless they want it. But also, that could make the difference between them getting 40% off or only getting 20%. So that $59 might actually not cost them anything. We'll go into that in just a second. So then we have the Kickstart. Okay, so for the Kickstart program, how it works is you get 40% your first campaign. And then if you meet these sales goals, $150 on your second, $200. It goes up $50 each campaign. If you meet these goals, you're guaranteed 40%. If you don't meet these goals, then you don't get 40%. You get 20, or I think 300 is where it goes up to 30. I'm not positive, but anyway, you don't get the 40%. Now look at this. Help your new team members understand the value of a $150 order, because if they place a $100 order at 20%, their cost is $80. If they place a $125 order, they're still at 20%. Their cost is $100. But if they bump that up, if they add $50 worth of product, even for themselves, and bump it to $150, now they're at 40%, and their cost is $10 cheaper. So can you see? This is really critical to help your people understand, because new people don't understand this. But the difference is whether they're getting a 40% discount or a 20% discount. And you basically just gave them $50 in free product for $10 cheaper by getting them from 125 to 150. From 100 to 150, it's only $10 more. So that 40% for new people, the Kickstart people, is on everything: clothing, shoes, everything. The rest of us only get that 20 to 25% on those. So this is huge. This Kickstart program is huge. And so this is something you can use to help your new team members to get their orders, right? And then there's a report in the program static report, Kickstart program. And it's just like the one I just showed you, except this one shows you first campaign, second, third. So like she got 40%. This campaign, I think that might have been her first campaign. See, some of these 40% did not qualify. So a lot of these didn't qualify. Look, I got a whole bunch of no's again. But this report tells you, place a $159 add-on by January 8th. It actually gives you the date for this report. And so it tells you what they need to do to qualify. And if they didn't qualify, say this person here, she got 40% on her first order. She didn't qualify on her second, third, or fourth. But you know what? She could still qualify on her fifth. If her order is, on her fifth campaign, if her order is $300, she can still qualify because each campaign stands on its own. So you still can help them, okay? Does this all make sense?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. Okay, so this is where I wanted to, really quick, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. This is our comp plan. And Millie, this is where I was saying that the newer you are, the easier it is to earn this trip. And the reason why is that the trip starts at Bronze Ambassador. That's where you start qualifying for bonuses and for extra points. So when you get to Bronze Ambassador, you get 1,000 points. And all you need to do to get to Bronze Ambassador is you need 3 people on your team placing orders. Just 3. And you personally have to sell $200, and your team needs to sell $1,000. That's the 3 or 4 or 5 or however many people you have on your team plus you equals $1,000. When you reach this, you will earn a $500 bonus. You'll earn $20 for each qualified new recruit. And if you're still in your Kickstart program, you'll earn $50 instead of $20. You get a 3% sponsoring bonus for life. For as long as they stay with Avon, you'll get 3% of everything they sell. And at this level, you'll earn another 3% off of your first gen and then 3% off your second. So when you reach this, you get a $500 bonus, but you're going to get 1,000 points towards that incentive. And then if you just sign up 3 more people, get you to 6 people, you need about $2,000 in sales. You promote to Silver Ambassador, you're going to get another 1,000 points for promoting again. And you're going to get $750. And then you get 3 more people for 9 to become a Gold Ambassador, and you're going to get another 1,000 points, and you'll get $1,000. So the reason why I say it's easier for new people is for a total of 9 people, roughly, now, because you have to meet those requirements for minimum sales. So it might take you more than 9. It might take you 10 or 11, right? Mm-hmm. You have to have at least 9, and you have to have 4,000 in combined sales between you and your team. So it only takes you roughly 9 people. For me, I have to grow from $20,000, excuse me, to $40,000 to promote. So for me, it's a big deal to promote. And so it's not likely that I'm going to promote during this thing. But you can promote 3 times if you're new. Or even like if you're a bronze leader, well, then you need a leader. It's where it gets harder is where you have to have a leader to promote. But I hope that this is making sense. This is just basic. I'm not going into all the details about the comp plan. So you get 1,000 points for each promotion. And then if you help your team member promote, you get 500 points. So this is taking my spreadsheet, and this is saying, okay, we haven't done a thing yet. We are just now starting. Campaign 3 starts tomorrow, so we haven't done anything. We have 0 points up until tomorrow, okay? So if you make it a goal to hit $500 in sales every campaign, you'll get 200 points for each campaign. Now, if you did 300, you'll still get 100 points. But I'm just showing you one way to do it, okay? So if you say, I'm going to sign up 2 people each campaign, set a goal for 3 or something and say, if I at least get 2 people that campaign and 2 that campaign, and look, I didn't even make you do it every campaign. So that's 3 times that you got 2 people and 2 times that you got 1. And I don't even have all of them. I have very few of them actually placing 2nd, 3rd, 4th orders. And during that, if you signed up 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 people, you're going to at least get 1 promotion. You probably get more than 1. But that's 1,000 points. So literally, you could do this for 1 just by doing that.
Just turn on this.
So that's not hard, right? But you got to do it. You got to get into action right now. So that's 5,200 points.
That gets you for the trip for 1 in campaign 7, and then you get bonus points in campaign 8 because you only need 5,000 points.
Yeah.
And so you're there, and you just have bonus points in case you miss something somewhere.
Okay, so let's look at it this way. You want to earn a trip for 2. You haven't done a thing. You haven't got started. Well, I'm going to tell you, you need to get started now. You need to get into action now. But let's say that you did $500 every campaign, so that gives you 200 each campaign. Let's say you got 1 Alma recruit and 2 personal, and then the next campaign 1 Alma, 2 personal, 2 personal, 2 personal, 2 personal. I didn't even count. That could be a lot more 100 points. But we also know, I'm trying to be realistic because I know that not everybody will place that 2nd or 3rd or 4th or 5th order, right? But you've signed up 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. So by here, you could literally have 800 points each campaign. You could, right? 2 promotions, and you're at 7,100 points. That's a trip for 2. So even if you haven't even started, you still can do this. Then the last thing I want to say is set huge goals. You know, I don't want to be the last campaign freaking out, stressing, how am I going to get 300 more points because I'm so close it's going to end. You don't want to do that. You want to get this done early. So really push it. Hopefully you have points already. If you don't, again, I'm just starting with campaign 3. So I've got $200, so I'm like basically planning $500 in sales every campaign. 2 Alma recruits and 2 personal recruits. So, you know, here we're looking at 4 recruits that campaign, 4 recruits that campaign, 4 recruits that campaign, and then 2 that campaign. Again, I just have a couple of 100s in there, 2 promotions, and you could get that 7,100, but look, you basically had it by campaign 6. I mean, you still need to do your 200 points each campaign, but you're done with your recruiting. So set huge goals. Get as many people signed up as early as possible because it's going to make your life a whole lot easier as we get farther into this promotion. So set a goal for a lot more. My goal is like 5 recruits a campaign. I don't always make it, but my goal is 5. Also remember that, like I showed you all those pendings, people will sign up and then they don't place an order. They're not going to do you any good if they didn't place an order. So you got to keep signing people up, probably a lot more than you think you're going to need. Keep your eye on your prize, track your progress, know where you stand. Take this spreadsheet, it's in the file section of our Facebook group, and know where you stand. Or you can also look on your Avon.com in the tracking on the incentive page, and it has that there. And then don't ever give up. So tips, know the requirements, get your passport. You know, if you don't already have a passport, get one because you're going to need it. It's going to take time to get it. So I think I'm hearing up to 3 months to get one. So get it. And besides that, by applying for your passport now, it puts something in your mind that says, I got to have this because I'm going to be going. And you made that commitment, right?
And they're good for 10 years. Passports are good for 10 years, so it's good for 10 more trips. Or 20, or 30.
So you get to go on the next 10 Avon trips.
Yeah.
Mark out the dates in your calendar. In pen, it's non-negotiable. You are going. Front load the promotion. Get as many people signed up as early as you can. Constant contact. Stay in contact. You know, follow up. Follow up with your new recruits, with your potential recruits. Follow up with your customers to make sure they get orders in. Follow up with your team members to make sure they get orders in. It's just, that's the name of the game. Follow up. Monitor your numbers daily. Set your goal high. Go 2 or 3 times what you think you're going to need. And set your goal high. And then last but not least, do not give up. You're going to make this happen. And if it happens or doesn't happen is 100% up to you. It really is. It's a matter of whether you do it, whether you stay up like Tina and you make calls because your order's due and you want that $500 order. That's up to you, right? Because you're just not going to sit back and say, well, I hope the orders come in, because you're not going to be on the trip if you do that.
But that's why we're doing this. That's why we're here. Because it's going to be a lot more fun. If I just have to sit there and drink the whole time with Lynn, it's not going to be near as much fun as if I have all of you.
Yeah. Gosh, we'll be sitting there going, I wish Linda was here.
Yeah,
I wish Millie was here. We're not going to do that. We want her there.
Nobody to buy a drink for.
We did that on the cruise,
Yeah,
Lynn.
for my birthday.
I kind of wish they were there. These people need to be here, man.
We did, huh? What'd you say, Linda?
No, I'd say that's right. We need to be there to help Richard out.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, with us.
Yeah. All that ice is melting. We have to put it to use.
Pat, you too. You have to be there.
My wheels are turning.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Joe
He
and
says
I have a plan. She just doesn't realize it yet.
Who doesn't realize it?
Joe.
Joe. Okay. All right. Hey, and Dory, I understand Dory is like more than ready to help you too.
Yeah, I talked to her today. We're
Great.
going.
Good. Okay, so you guys, what's the most important activity?
Recruit. Follow up.
Follow up. Follow up. Every brochure you give out, follow up. Every person who says they might want to sell Avon, follow up. every new team member. Follow up. This is critical.
We followed up with Millie, and she's
Look
here.
at her. She's here. And she wants to go to
Thank
Los
you.
Cabos with us. And she's going to go to Rep Fest with us.
Mm-hmm.
How
Me
cool is
too,
that?
me too,
And
me too.
Millie's been in this business for, I think, one campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go. You go, girl. I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
Okay, so 100% of your results in this incentive is going to depend on
Me.
Hey,
finding new people
You.
and following up with them. And you, absolutely. It's going to depend on you finding new people and you following up with them.
good job.
Yeah.
Okay, so 100% commitment. Are we in?
Yes, we're in.
Yes.
Pinky swear.
Yeah, pinky square.
Okay, that's all I have for today. What questions? Do you have any questions?
Anything over there?
Now you said all those flyers and stuff are on the Facebook website, right?
They are in the
Right in the file section.
they're in the
At
section
the
of the
the
Avon Grand
Grand
Fiesta.
Fiesta.
okay,
They're in the file section here.
okay.
I think it says something. Yeah, see, I added recent files right here.
just go
But you
over
can
the
click on
files.
files here.
Okay. I'll go over there tomorrow and visit. Well, yeah, tomorrow and visit.
And visit. Okay. So I'm going to start doing these every week, except for we have sales meetings on the third Tuesday of every month. So on the third Tuesday of every month, we have our live sales meeting. So we will not be having the Fiesta meeting, which is next Tuesday, the 15th. So we'll be dark here, but you can catch us on our live, we live stream our sales meeting. And then we'll be back here on the 22nd. And we will go every week, except for that 1 week every month that we're at the sales meeting. Otherwise, we'll go every week and work on getting, because it's going to get, you guys, it's going to get tighter and tighter because we're going to get closer and closer. You've got to get into action now. And I know that they posted in like some of the groups. A lot of us are in the Northwest region. I don't know that all of you are, but I know that they've been posting the numbers of people. And there's not a lot of people that have a lot of points. There's a couple of key top internet people that have a lot of points, but there's not a lot of people that have a lot of points yet. And so you're not behind. Don't feel bad if you don't have a lot of points yet, because I don't think hardly anybody does. But now is the time to get into action. Now's the time to make it happen.
Okay.
And Millie, if you need help, I'm sure Rick and Tina will be happy to help you as far as, getting somebody to sign up. If you need me, reach out, okay?
Okay.
All right.
I need all your help because I can't eat all the tacos and tequila in Los Cabos. I need all the help I can get. I need all of you there.
I am in.
Richard, he buys all the drinks. He bought all the drinks on the ship, and that was nice.
So you guys, just for giggles, we went on the last one, cruise to Bermuda. We paid our way to fly there to New York, and we got on a boat from. We spent the night in a hotel in New York, and then we got on a boat the next morning. They paid for dinner that night. They paid for us to get on the boat. They paid for all of our alcohol. They paid for the entire week on the ship. They paid for all of our internet on the ship.
Oh, that's good.
They paid for all of our tips. When we got off the boat, normally when we get off a cruise, we owe like $4,000 or $5,000. When we got off the Avon cruise, we owed like $40, and that's because we bought a picture.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Oh my word.
They came around. They came around to all of our cabins, and we came back to the cabin one night, and there was a magnetic sign on the doors of all the Avon reps that were on there. It said, "Cruise like a boss,"
Yeah.
Achieve a cruise like a boss. It was really cool. They treat you very well.
They do. They treat you like gods and goddesses. So you got to be there.
I'm gonna be there.
We are.
I'm gonna be there.
All All right, you guys. Like I said, we'll be dark.
Next week.
Oh, Joe says I've never been out of the country except for Moose Jaw. Is that Canada?
Yeah,
Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan.
That was a long time ago, Joe. My daughter was born that year.
Time for a new one. Time to get out again.
Yeah, let's get you to Los Cabos, Mexico.
Even Tina's going to go. She just showed up. She's going to go too.
I'll be there. I'm going.
I'm gonna buy Millie a drink.
Yeah.
Yes.